What's up, everybody? It's your boy Nugs B, episode 16 for the record. I'm going to go ahead and kick this one off with some quotes and some music history on this day. So let's go ahead and get into it. So on this day in 2014, Big Sean becomes the first rapper to perform at the White House when he duets with Ariana Grande on Right There at the annual Easter egg roll. That was in 2014. Shout out to Big Sean. On this day in 1990, Paul McCartney sets a new world record for attendance at a concert by a single artist when his tour-ending show at the Maracana Stadium in Rio draws 184,000 people. Shout out to Paul McCartney. Love the Beatles, love him, love Wings. On this day in 1977, Elvis Presley begins his last concert tour in Greensboro, North Carolina. Shout out to Elvis Presley, R.I.P. On this day in 2016, the great, the legend, the only Prince dies at age 57 after overdosing on fentanyl. So, sad day. Very sad day. A lot of cool things happened, but we lost a great, really sad to think about it, honestly. It's been 3 years now. Pretty crazy. Yeah. So I'll go ahead and get into the quotes now. Next thing is, first quote I got from Winston Churchill. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Winston Churchill. A pessimist sees the difficulty in every opportunity, whereas an optimist sees the opportunity in every difficulty. Once again, Winston Churchill. Success consists of going from failure to failure without loss of enthusiasm. And that was also by Winston Churchill. The next is by Steve Jobs. Death is the destination we all share. No one has ever escaped it. And it is as it should be, because death is very likely the single best invention of life. Steve Jobs, the creator of Apple. The fear of death follows from the fear of life. A man who lives fully is prepared to die at any time. That was by Mark Twain. And that was all the quotes I had for you all today. Hope you all enjoyed them. Got some random facts of the day as well, so I'm going to go ahead and kick them off. I was curious, excuse me, thinking about it earlier. I didn't know. I had to do a little bit of research, and I was wondering, where do moles come from? Not like the varmint, not like the rodent, but like a mole on your face, or like a mole on your head or arm or leg or anywhere on your body. What is a mole? Like, really, what is it? Is it cancerous? It can be, apparently. But this is the research that I got from it. I took it from a source on the internet, and this is what it told me. Moles occur when cells in the skin grow in a cluster instead of being spread throughout the skin. These cells are called, and I don't know if this is the correct word, so anybody who is very familiar with this topic, if I'm saying it wrong, I'm terribly, terribly sorry. I'm going to guess how to say it. These cells are called melanocytes. Melanocytes. I think that's how you say it. I'm not for sure. And they make the pigment that gives skin its natural color. Moles may darken after exposure to the sun during the teen years and during pregnancy. So it's pretty much just a skin deficiency. It's like your skin grew wrong, I guess. Like your skin cells were like, they didn't, they weren't developed correctly, I guess. And I thought it was really strange. I've always thought that, like, is it a freckle, or what is it? What really is a mole? Like, I never really understood what it was, but now I know what it is. So that's a random fact for you today. Also, I got a couple more for you. This one's pretty hilarious, actually. Every human being starts out as an asshole, literally. It's the first part of the body to form in the womb. So for all you people out there who think you're not an asshole, you're a liar. Just go ahead and admit it. Accept it. You started as an asshole. Okay. George Washington died after his doctors removed 40% of his blood, which is 80 ounces, over a 12-hour period to cure a throat infection. And that's how he died. That's another random fact of the day. Next thing is, I got some tips for one tip for the day, actually. I had read over a couple different ones, and I'll probably spread them throughout the next couple episodes, and you guys will hear them for sure. Sorry the phone's so bouncy. I'm thinking about getting a new tripod or getting something else to, hold my phone while I do this. because that's what I'm recording off of until I get a webcam. The next tip, or the only tip I have for the day, is take time to read something unrelated to your work for a short while, especially, if you're working at like a desk job or you're working at something that's very repetitive or anything like that. So like take a little short 10, 15 minutes and share this information with a coworker or a friend. The ability to relay what you read to someone else will test your memory, and we can always use some memory boosting as we age. The fact that it is unrelated to something you do daily will also help, fertilize your brain and help your brain move and, well, not move, but be active, I guess, and be productive. So, reading something while you're at work, if you get the second, you might not have a second to do it. So, that always comes into it. But even if you can just take like 2 seconds just to read something real quick, if you get a 5-minute smoke break or something, just, try to just, read something that's completely unrelated to what you're doing. And especially, like I said, if it's repetitive. And then what you do is you just relay it to your coworker to see if you can pretty much recite what you read. And it's really difficult. Like, I try to remember what I've read, and it's very, very difficult to remember what you've read. Like, unless you read all the time and you're a frequent reader and you're just, a phenomenal reader, and you can remember things really, really well. Like, I can remember things really, really well in real life, but when I read something, I feel like it's hard for me to read it back to you. If I see something, if it's visual, it's a lot easier for me, I feel like, in the sense of, like, if I see what's happening. But if I'm just reading it and it's off of, like, my imagination, or, maybe it's, like, just a sketch or something, it's not, like, a definite, detailed thing that I'm reading, and I'm just thinking of what it is, it's hard for me to relay things. I'm sure it is for plenty of people. So working on that is definitely good for your brain, and it's definitely good for your memory as well, and it works your brain, and it's always good to exercise your brain. It's your biggest muscle it's your your key muscle in your body, so you definitely got to work it. Try to work it at least once a day. You got to learn something. I mean, come on now, guys. We got to keep trying to learn and bless up, Next thing I'm going to get on to is GOT, baby, Game of Thrones. Happy Easter to everybody, Game of Thrones had to drop that episode, leave us on that cliffhanger last week. Same thing this week, because they're bastards. And they hate us, and they know what they're doing to us. They know. I'm really glad that Bran and Jaime got to talk this episode. That was pretty cool. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more heated, and I thought Three-Eyed Raven was gonna be a little bit more ruthless. I guess I could say. Thought he was gonna be whatever towards him, but he had no ill will, technically. I mean, it happened, it is what it is, and it was talked about, kinda, not really. And, like I said, they left us on a cliffhanger this week, too, so HBO are bastards for that. The Night King is coming through, his army is there, at Winterfell, so it's about to go down next Sunday. I'm super pumped for that episode. It's gonna be sick. I feel like we're gonna lose a lot of supporting characters, secondary characters, maybe some primary. I don't think we're going to lose a whole lot, but we might lose one primary character next week. That's just my speculation. And also, for all of you Game of Thrones fans out there who are watching this, please drop some theories. Please drop some knowledge. If you got it, drop it on the comments, man. I want to hear it for sure. I love debating about it, talking about it, listening to new theories, listening to people's perspective on it, and see what they think. Also, I'm really psyched that they clarified, Jaime clarified, and, that she had no intention of sending her army. Cersei had no intention of sending her army, because I was really wondering. I was on the fence. I was like, I don't think she's going to send it from the beginning. Obviously, I don't think she's like, a great person, and she's like going to come help the North by any means. But I figured maybe in the situation that is presented, maybe it is going to happen, and she's actually going to help them because she's actually a decent person. She's not. She's a piece of shit, as usual, and one of the best antagonists of the story, honestly, in Game of Thrones, in my opinion. She's a wonderful antagonist. I hate that, I love to hate her, and she's great at what she does. She's smart. She's a killer. She's ruthless when she needs to be, and that's pretty much all the time. And, yeah, If you're a Game of Thrones fan, once again, drop some theories below. Drop whatever, man. Like, share, and comment on this. Share it with your friends, tag some people. Just want to thank everybody who's been tuning in. Episode 12, excuse me. Episode 12 hit over 1,000 views, so that was really awesome and really humbling. I'm super pumped. I mean, it's not really that many, but it means a lot to me. It means that, people are actually tuning back in maybe, or maybe they really enjoy what I'm doing. So hopefully I'm bringing some joy to people's lives, some laughs, maybe some knowledge, or whatever it may be. Just trying to bless people up. It's for the record, baby, and just trying to keep it interesting for you guys, trying to learn and get better at what I'm doing. And like I said, I just can't thank everybody enough who has liked the page and shared the episodes and, did everything they've done to show support for the podcast. And like I said, once the Facebook page gets to 1,000 likes, I'll be making a YouTube, a SoundCloud, specifically for the record. And depending on what type of interest, people show over the next, 20 to 30 episodes, we're going to start, a online store to sell some merch that we want to get out there for you guys. There'll also be music merch as well on that website, different designs and stuff like that. So, we're just trying to figure it out. I got some outside consultants that are giving me critique and helping me learn as I go. And, I'm learning myself, researching, studying, watching other people's podcasts and such. And just trying to expand, man. And if you guys got any ideas, any topics or anything, any questions that you'd like for me to answer, on the episodes, anything at all, just hit me up and I'll use them. If you want me to give you credit, 100% I will. If you want it to be anonymous, I won't even say it. I won't even, say that I got it from you if you don't want it. I'll just talk about it and then that'll be it. So it's definitely whatever you guys want to do. Just hit me up and let me know either way. Once again, blessed for all the views we've been receiving. I hope you guys are liking the reviews I've been doing on movies, and I did last week's Game of Thrones episode review. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Excuse me. I got a frog in my throat. I don't know what's wrong with me. On another note, though, Avengers Endgame's coming out Thursday. I'll be in there, getting it in. Going to go check out the 3D the night it comes out. Technically comes out on Friday the 26th, but the early showings, like midnight premiere in most theaters, are going to be on Thursday. So if you got a second, go check it out because it looks real great. And I'll be reviewing it probably as soon as I get out of the theater. Like I said, I'm going to go check it out in 3D. So should be super, super dope. And hope everybody had a blessed weekend. It was Easter, I had a pretty good day. Went down and hung out with some family, ate some food and, did some Easter egg hunting and, it's a pretty blessed day. It really was. Pretty relaxed, and I hope you guys had a great Easter. All my pagans out there, shout out to you guys. Oh, wait, you were eradicated a long time ago by the Christians. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just talking shit. But actually, pagans actually were kind of a cool, religion to subscribe to. If you read about them, they were actually, they were a very nature-based, for those of you who don't know about pagans, they were a very nature-based type of religion, and they believed in, they were, polytheist, so they believed in multiple gods, not just one god. So they believed, the sun god, the god of the forest, god of space, you name it, all the gods, they believed in that, and they, like I said, they were very nature-based, so they were very, for the earth, real hippie commune shit, and I definitely would have been a pagan, probably, and as we know, the Christians, at that point in time, had told the pagans that, you can either convert and live to be a Christian, or you can die a pagan. So some of them converted, some of them died pagans. And then the pagan religion was just like, boom, we're out of here, son. No more pagans. And also, I got I got a recommendation for you guys. I just started watching it about 3 or 4 days ago. I'm already on season 2. It's a pretty, you can blow through it, honestly. It's called Peaky Blinders. It's on Netflix original with Cillian Murphy. It also has some other great actors in it as well. Cillian Murphy is the main character, Thomas Shelby. And for those of you who don't know who Cillian Murphy is by name, he was the main guy in 28 Days Later. He was also the Scarecrow in the Dark Knight series, the Christopher Nolan Batmans. Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises. So, yeah, he played the Scarecrow in that, and he kills it. I mean, he's just phenomenal. He's the star of the show. There's 4 seasons out right now. It's only 6 episodes per season. So, like I said, you can blow through it pretty quick. Once again, I'm sorry my phone keeps shaking. I can see it. I see it moving. And yeah, it's super, super dope. It's about him and his brothers and his aunt. They run organized crime in England. They're from Small Heath, Birmingham, I'm pretty sure, in England. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. They do, typical gangster stuff, bookkeeping, protection, robberies. They own a pub, just typical gangster stuff. But it's really, really cool because it's in England and it's like different gangsters, and it's set in 1932 or 3. Maybe 1935. It's set in between World War I and World War II. Him and his older brother went and served, in World War I. And they come back and, back to business, and it's pretty sweet, man. Like I said, it's just gangsters in England, and it's super dope. Definitely recommend it to everybody to check out. I'm blowing through it. I'm on season 2 right now, figuring everything out. I'm on like episode 3 of season 2, I think, or something like that. I just watched the season finale of season 1 last night, and it was awesome. It really was super well put together. Fight scenes are awesome. Just everything about it. The story is really, really cool. Everything about them. They're like gypsies. They're pikeys, I guess. So yeah, they're super dope though, and I always love like English accents. I've always had a thing for it. Like I always thought it was just really, really cool the way they speak and the way they enunciate enunciate things. How they just everything about the way they speak is just really, really compelling to me. And definitely check it out. Peaky Blinders, Netflix original, Cillian Murphy, super dope. 5 out of 5. I recommend it for sure. And once again, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. It's episode 16 for the record. Happy Easter. Happy 420 to everybody who celebrated. Hope you guys had a great time. It was a blessed weekend. And I'm going to wrap this one up. It's been a great episode. Glad I could, spread some knowledge to you guys, talk about a couple things. Go share the page. Go drop a recommendation on the page if you can, /review, recommendation, review, or whatever. Drop the stars on there. And just be watching for the next episodes, man, because we're going to, keep it coming. And, like I said, I'm definitely going to have guests on here. I know I keep talking about it, and you guys haven't seen anybody. It's just been me. But I'm definitely going to have guests on here. It's just been kind of conflicting with my schedule lately and other people's schedules. And you know how it goes. Life just kind of catches up with people sometimes. But in the next, probably 5 episodes or so, you're going to see some guests coming on. So be ready for some crazy conversations. Send some topics in if you guys want us to touch on them. Any movies you want me to review. Top 5 of anything you want to send in. I'll do it. Top 3, top 10. I don't care. Send them in, man. I love the interaction I've been receiving so far. And I hope it just keeps on coming. You know what I mean? But you already know what it is, man. It's the Real Nugs B, episode 16 for the record. Bless up, baby.